was a crazy lyric that I had thrown out randomly. I looked at Luka like, haha, imagine if we said this, and Luka was like, I love it. And I was like, we cannot say that.
Should I start you with something to drink for you guys?
Yeah. Yes. An iced tea?
Iced tea?
Yeah.
Perfect. Half for you, miss?
Just water.
Just water?
Like a green iced tea?
I see. I'll get that for you.
Okay. Just water for
Just
me.
water?
Have you guys ever been here before to Casa Vega?
Yes.
I haven't.
This is my first time here, and I know that they filmed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood here.
I'm a Studio City kid.
Oh.
It's a staple for us.
The Valley girl.
I'm a Valley kid.
Love it.
Yes.
I'm sure you came here all the time growing up.
I mean, all the time is maybe an exaggeration, but many of times for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was
Also, I get some chip and salsa for you guys, okay?
quick. Thank you.
Wasn't Diet Pepsi the first song y'all did together? Okay. I imagine that going into a session with new people that you haven't written with before feels kind of awkward and like a blind date. Can you tell me about meeting each other for the first time and getting into the flow?
We met on
we
New
did.
Year's.
We did. It's so funny thinking back to that.
I know.
Like sitting there as complete like
And
strangers.
we like maybe exchanged a few words, but we didn't really talk that much, I don't think.
I mean, we've known each other for a while now. Besties in real life.
Yeah. I met Elvira for the first time in the studio though, and that was really the first time we like really connected
for sure.
and talked.
Definitely. Do you have a vivid memory? Mine is that Addison walked in with like
Leather pants and
Was it
heels.
leather pants?
Yes,
Leather pants?
yes, it
Why
was
was
those
I
leather
picturing a
tights.
skirt for some
Wait,
reason?
No,
Yes,
it
I
was
do
the
remember
leather
that.
tights, and I had on like my striped bra and like
Yeah.
a black tank top.
And
my
like
God, yes.
That's such a
6-inch
statement.
baby pink
I love it.
stilettos.
Baby pink stilettos.
Yeah, the shoes was like, and also they were like, because you forgot them in Sweden one time or
Yeah.
something. And they were like standing on my shelf, like, so I saw
No,
them
no,
from
you know
my
what it
bed
was?
every day.
Remember we were in the hotel?
True.
Yeah.
In New York.
I remember
then I
you were gonna
left it.
ditch them, and then you're like, "What?" You called us later. You're like, "Wait,
Like we wrote Diet
we wrote
Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi in this. Like,
I
take
needed
them,
them, I know.
take them."
So when y'all first got together in the studio to start writing together for the first time, how did Diet Pepsi start to form? Did it start with like a one-liner or?
No, not this one. That
Okay.
one started with melody.
Such a blur for me that like
It really is.
day.
I remember you were just on the piano, and we had tried to write a few other ideas that just started pretty basic, you know, like as you normally do. And I think we all were kind of nearing the end of the
I
session,
think it was
and,
like 7.
and we were like, okay, well, nothing happened, and like nothing was inspiring, so I guess this was fun, you know, whatever. And then we were like, let's just keep playing, like let's just, I don't know, if something happens, then it'll happen. And Luka went on the piano, I remember.
It's so weird to think that like it really like those moments can be so substantial in your life. Had we been like, you know what, let's go get dinner or something, like there's a chance like we might have remained like friendly, but would have never entered
Worked
this
again, yeah.
world of like everything that now has happened.
Are you guys ready to order? Do you have any
Yes.
questions?
I think we're good, right?
I would like to start for you. What would you like to order?
Steak fajitas, please.
Perfect. You like flour or con tortillas?
I actually don't need any
No
tortillas.
tortillas. Perfect. What would you like to order?
Can I get a quesadilla, please, with chicken?
Chicken quesadilla?
Yeah.
For you, miss?
Did you have some veggie quesadillas?
For you? We'll make it for you.
I guess.
Unique. May I do the same as Addison, please, with corn tortillas?
Steak fajitas with con tortillas?
Thank you so much.
Perfect, ladies.
Thank
Appreciate
Would you
you.
like to get more water for you, miss?
Yes, please.
Yes, for you. Thank you.
Okay, my hands, you're drinking out of like a jug.
I drink water fast.
I know y'all write together a lot, just generally, or work together. Have you guys ever gotten to work on such a long project together at the same time?
No. I think it's also very rare to just like stay in like this exact same circle for a whole album overall.
Yeah.
It's very lucky.
It's a gift.
No,
Yeah.
this whole process has felt so like special in all aspects. I mean, to like first of all have someone trust us like this is really special, and then also to want to like stay in the same room that intensely is
Yeah.
so rare, you know.
When did you guys decide that you were going to lock in for a full album? Was that something that you knew as soon as Diet Pepsi was written, or did you decide that later?
No, it kind of happened later on. I think once Diet Pepsi happened, we all knew it was really special. We were for sure planning to write again, and the next time we ended up writing was in Sweden. I guess a different song. We had worked on Diet Pepsi over like 2 days and we finished it. It was like 2 or 3 days.
Oh,
We just
wow.
finished the song,
Okay.
and we had the hook done on the first day. I remember really
fun.
struggling with like figuring out melodically where we were gonna go after the hook because we felt so strong about it, and we had a bounce that day. So I was just like listening to it over and over and over, and then we ended up finishing the song the next day, writing it. The next time we worked was in Sweden,
Yeah.
which we had done. Money is Everything was the second song that we made, and then Aquamarine was the third song we made.
Diet Pepsi came out August 2024, and Addison, the album, did not come out until almost a year later. Why was there such a large gap?
Well, the label didn't approve the album yet.
okay,
There
okay.
wasn't like a date that was, you know, there's so much that goes into that process, and as much as I would have loved to have a confirmed album date before I started putting music out, it just didn't happen that way. And so when Diet Pepsi came out, there was only, I think we only had 3 songs done. I think that was Diet Pepsi, I think it was
album didn't
Aquamarine.
exist,
Yeah, I think it was Diet Pepsi, Aquamarine, Money's Everything. And so, you know, there was a lot to be said and done.
I hear a sizzle.
The fajitas.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
This for you is really good.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You can have my tortillas.
I have my own tortillas.
You can have double the tortillas.
For you?
Thank you. Oh my gosh, this is like not good because now I'm just gonna want to eat.
It smells so good.
I need
Thank
to
you so
dive in.
much. It's probably scorching hot.
Thank you.
I don't even care. I'm so
You're just gonna
hungry.
burn your tongue.
Esa le baja, quiero comer.
I'm so hungry too.
You want something spicy with how we're on? Eso le sauce.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Thank you.
You want to spice it up?
Hand me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see the,
The quesadillas look really
yeah,
good.
they do look really good.
Are you jealous?
Yes,
little bit.
I actually am. I'm jealous of that one. That's on
Can have
top.
some. There's no way that I'm gonna finish all of this, so you can just have it. Diet Pepsi comes out. It's August 2024, and you only have 3 songs at that point for the album. Did you kind of see Diet Pepsi at first as just a standalone single that eventually worked its way into a larger project?
I knew I wanted to make an album. I think there was never a question on that. I knew that an album would happen. I just didn't know how fast it would happen. And I think there was no pressure on it. I think once we started, you know, making the album and we had 3 songs, I knew that we had really great chemistry and there was kind of just no decision that was made necessarily that early. I think I was just like, well, let's keep writing and keep going.
I know you were part of the Brat remix album. That was just such an exciting, huge rollout last year. Did you learn anything by being around Charli during that time and seeing how she was kind of rolling out that album? And did you apply any of what you learned to the rollout of Addison?
I think what was so special about what she did was that it was so true to her. And there was just kind of no other way to categorize it. And so I think for me, I just tried to be as intentional and free-flowing as possible, which is kind of a hard combination. You know, you want to have as much freedom as possible and still feel like you're very in control of it all. And that was something that I think was done so gracefully by her. Charli really gave me the confidence as a writer, honestly, and that's why I felt so sure going into our sessions, because I was kind of like, okay. Most of the sessions I had done before I did the Von Dutch remix session with Charli, I had a lot of writers in the room, and I was feeling like I was leaning on writers a lot, like multiple writers, and just having like a room full of people. And I think when I went into our sessions, I felt like secure with the fact that it was just us 3.
Everyone loves the, you know, the scream that you do during the remix. I feel like that's such a signature part of the song. Did you just kind of decide to scream? Like, how did this come about?
Yeah, I just screamed.
Love it. Wow.
And she actually posted a video of it on TikTok when I recorded that, and it was just totally not planned. To be honest, I just didn't have any other ad-libs. And there was a big space, so I was like, what do I do to fill this time up? And so I screamed, and then they kept it in. I was really surprised, though, whenever they sent me the bounce after I did that. I did not think they were going to put that in the song.
Wow.
Ad-libs are terrifying.
I mean, it worked. It worked. From a production standpoint, what are some of y'all's favorite moments from Addison? What are some little moments that you hope that listeners find?
Fun question.
Take it away, Elvira.
I really love the production of Aqua. Marine. That one has like a lot of like fun synth moments that you maybe like wouldn't notice really. That it's like when you listen, you're like, what is that weird little melody? So that one I really love.
That bass line is great. I love it.
I love it. Yeah. Thanks. No, that one I really love. Luka, do you have a favorite part?
I'm just the only one
A
eating.
favorite part of that song?
I feel like I'm the only one eating.
Oh, sorry.
eating.
Yeah, let me
I know, I
talk
got
about my
distracted.
favorite production as I chow.
Yeah.
Over steak.
Over steak. I love them all. I know that's such a cliche answer, but the really fun part about, like, obviously co-producing with Elvira and Addison being so open to, like, yeah, try that, let's see if it works, allowed us to have so much fun on the production side of things. And, like, our taste, all three of us, when it comes to what the tracks should sound like, are so aligned. But I think those moments also bring out the best in those situations.
From the very beginning, were you guys primarily trying to make a name for yourselves as producers, or did you start mostly as songwriters or mostly as artists? Because I know y'all do all three.
The boring answer is that I view myself very 50-50.
Okay.
I just like am equally passionate about the two parts, and like I just love it. And that's that. But like songwriting and production.
Yeah, I think that, like, I would say the same. I would say that the production thing came later for me in life and was more of a way of like, okay, well, I want to record this song that I'm writing. How do I do that?
Yeah.
And falling into, you know, just like, okay, probably with this software. And then that, like, opened a world of, oh my God, like, there's so much you can do in this computer. Yeah, I love them equally. I think it's a different kind of love. Production makes me want to rip my hair out sometimes, but
It feels very tedious.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely tedious.
It is pretty rare to see an album that only has 3 people in the liner notes, or 4, Tove being on one of the songs as well. How do you think that that affected the results of the album, especially since all of you are around the same age, all women? You just like never see that.
I think we were all willing to be very open and try everything that felt right. We all have very similar taste and feelings as far as what makes us moved by music. They allowed me to be so open and honest and vulnerable and experimental in my own ways, and the perspective of having a room of only females was just a really different energy than what really we're all used to. It doesn't really happen very often. Every song that we wrote is on the album essentially, minus
wow.
maybe a couple. I think there's
Wow.
maybe 3 songs that didn't make it, or we didn't finish and didn't make the album. But we were very adamant on just following our gut feelings and intuition on what felt right, and then when it did feel right, we ran with it and finished it and got it to the finish line. And then everything kind of just fell into place. It was just a really nice cohesion and relationship that we built over the album.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
guys.
thank you so much.
Are you guys ready for some dessert?
No! No,
I think
thank
we're
you.
good.
Thank you so much.
Do you want churros?
You want some churros?
Wait,
You can try some churros.
actually though, have you had like an LA churro?
No?
Oh, I think she needs a churro.
I think we need 1 churro.
Just
I'll
one.
get that for you guys.
I think she needs a churro.
Okay, have a churro.
You've never had an LA churro?
I don't think so.
I feel like oftentimes when you hear of a breakthrough artist, they get pushed into working with like one of 3 people who has made every #1 song. Did you feel like you had control over who your writing partners would be?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had full control. I don't think that I would have gotten to where I am without that, simply because I really love control. I really like being in control of myself and the things that I'm doing. And before I started making the album, or went in with, I guess, anybody that I was thinking I was going to do the album with, I, printed out a bunch of photos and put them in a binder, and I had colors, and I had live performances that I love, and I actually still have it. Everybody on my team still has it, which is nice. And nobody's really seen it, actually. I think y'all might have seen it, maybe.
We saw like a digital
version of it.
Yeah.
And I went into the label with it, and I was like, well, this is the album I want to make. And this is before Diet Pepsi even, but I was like, this is what I want the album to be. And so much of it came to fruition in its own way. There's always somebody telling you what it should sound like or what it should be. And even when I had Diet Pepsi, you know, there were people that I played it to that were like, I don't know if this is what people want from you. And I was like, well, I don't think people know what they want from me, you know? And I think that's something that if I had to give any advice to anybody, it would probably just be to do what you want and don't do what people think they want from you.
Yeah.
Because that's already so many steps behind, you know?
Yeah.
Once you give somebody what they think they want, it's kind of old news already.
I'm wondering, in your earliest part of your music career, when you were first releasing music, did you feel like you were trying to please anyone with it? Did
Not
you also-
necessarily. I had a very imagined world of what my music career would look like. Since I was little, maybe even, you know, subconsciously, I had this idea of what kind of artist I would be in my life and what kind of music I would make and what would I dance to and what would make me move. Especially for my EP, when I was writing those songs and making that music, I was in a space where I thought there was a world for me in that type of music or type of energy, and I leaned on it a lot in as far as my influences and things that really inspired me, and I think I completely veered away from those guardrails in a way when I was making this album. When I went in with Luka and Elvira, I think I had so much more knowledge on music and why I felt a certain way when I listened to certain songs. I think we all really surprised ourselves actually with what direction the album went in and what the music sounded like, especially as we did it. I obviously love a certain genre and have always loved genres that I grew up on and were very influenced by just naturally in my life. So I always loved, you know, like these extravagant pop stars. I think as a little girl, you look at pop stars and you're just like, this is what it's like to be a woman, like to be a pop star. And you know, growing up with like Hannah Montana and the Cheetah Girls, it's like this pop star lifestyle was so ingrained in everybody's eyes. And I think the album totally made a life of its own, and it became something that only we could have done by leaning on our instincts
For sure.
and our feelings. And yeah, I think that's why it feels so rare and, you know, singular in what it means.
There's this quote I heard once where I forget who said it, but they said it takes a really long time to sound like yourself.
Miles Davis.
Was that Miles Davis?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a Miles Davis quote. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I love that quote, and I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Actually, my vocal coach, he has that printed out over in his bathroom, and I remember taking a picture of it when I saw it for the first time, and I was just like, that is just the realest thing ever. Because not only does that apply as far as like vocal warm-ups, you know, like you could sound one way at the beginning of your lesson and one way at the end of your lesson just by exercising your voice, but also finding who you are takes a really long time. And there's so many influences that you have growing up. There's so many people telling you what they think you should be. There's what you think you should be. There's what you think, you know, your path might be, or who you are as far as who you're surrounded with. And I think over time you experiment and you experience things and you grow into yourself, and everything becomes, you know, a reflection of the life that you live. And I think that's exactly what this album is.
It sounds like with the binder that you made, that was like a way of being like, this is what I want to sound like, but it's a visual representation of that. Did you feel like at that time you were also trying to learn how to give notes sonically?
Right, like communicate that?
Yeah.
I think I actually got way better at that after we started working together.
I feel like you've always had such a like distinct vision for what you gravitate towards sonically. I think like
I definitely know what I want
Absolutely.
sonically. I think, and they're so incredible at translating that, even when I don't know exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now I know much better, but
Oh my gosh. Wow. Mini churros.
mini churro.
Perfect.
wow, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Guys, guide me.
This is the best churros on the valley, so.
It was definitely a progression, though, to get there. Because I feel like initially I would, you know, have, whether that's, you know, artists that I really love and the way that they make things feel. I think always, though, I was a synth girl. Like, I've always loved synth. Even when I started making music in 2020, I led with that. I was always like, I love synths and I love the way synths make me feel. Like, that was such a prominent thing for me. And so they got very experimental with synths, and you know, that's why high
we love
fashion is so
synths,
special. Yeah, luckily, thank God, because if they didn't, I don't know if it would have worked, honestly. But
What are some of the synths that you guys worked with a lot on this record?
It's
a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think it was very fun this round because I feel like.
wait, did
at
you
least-
dip it in this?
I didn't.
Gotta try that.
It's important.
Can't talk about sins for this.
Now you're fueled to talk about sins.
Thoughts, first of all?
Amazing.
Okay.
What's like in the middle?
I don't know.
Now tell me
What's
about
in the
that
middle?
sin.
Oh, sorry. Back to Sims. We'll talk about what's in the middle later, okay?
That's a space in between.
No, I think like at least for me, I was very much like in the computer before, and like, sorry, I was almost like an outboard hater.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so like only plugins essentially. Okay.
We used a lot of M1. Love that synth. That's like all the like beautiful watery soundscape on the album. I think we leaned on that for our water world. I think the M1 is probably a lot of the through line on the album, and then just your classic like prophets or like all the darker world of the album. I think leaned more on Junos and stuff like that. But basics.
A lot of like 90s racks and like
No, it
just
is.
tried a bunch of things where we we just like had the luxury of like being in a studio where like a lot of things laid around, and we were like, let's just plug this in and see like what happens.
Yeah.
And we kind of just fell in love with it.
For the three of you, it feels like this album marked kind of a moment of arrival for each of you. Does it feel like your careers have changed since the release of the album?
I'm very proud of what we did. Knowing something you're part of feels so you is the biggest reward.
It's just a very like nice feeling. Also because it's such a like body of work. It's like a full album that it's like.
I feel like it was a huge boost of confidence in a lot of ways, especially with Diet Pepsi coming out. I think I initially struggled with the idea of not having the album done before Diet Pepsi came out. There was so much unknown before Diet Pepsi came out because we didn't really know what people would think, nor did we really care, which I thought was so nice in the beginning, was that there was no thoughts about what people would possibly like or dislike about it. And then, people really loved it, which was really nice and so gratifying. But I think it definitely added a layer of pressure initially. Then Aquamarine came out, which was the song that was teased first. Right before Aqua came out, I definitely was like, in my head, I was like, is this the right choice? And then I think I had to just remind myself that the way that I wanted it to be initially was the only way that it was going to feel the most true and honest. And then I really tried to just let go of that idea of a standard or idea of people listening and having judgment on it for the remainder of the rollout. And I just stayed really true to what I wanted, which I think was the most payoff. But it was such an arrival to freedom and confidence and question marks in a lot of ways. And I think that was so necessary as we moved forward in making the album and finishing it. Was like, yes, we can feel the pressure and we can use that to continue trusting ourselves.
Yeah, and I think we talked about that a lot also around that time. Because I mean, all of us felt that.
Yeah.
And then like, I feel like when we all were like, let's just like not feel the pressure of like making another Diet Pepsi.
Right.
Because like, why would we do that when that exists?
Right.
I think once we like settle in that thought, we just like thrived.
Yeah.
No,
Truly.
for sure. I love that high fashion was our like, let's make another Diet Pepsi.
Totally.
It was like, made it so experimental.
It's so different.
Yes, it's so experimental, but when we were making it, I didn't even feel that
No,
way, truly. I
totally.
didn't feel that at all. I was like, I was and still am surprised that so many people didn't understand it or get it or feel like it was the way that it was to me, but I don't know. That's like my passion song.
Yeah.
Fashion.
I love that one.
Y'all
too.
know that. I like, well, I don't ever shut up about it. I think it's something that I'm the most proud of in so many ways. I love high fashion so much, and we
so many
experimented in a
versions.
lot of ways. And actually, there's the one idea of it that I really love still. Like, we made versions of high fashion that sound nothing like the finished product.
One was
There was
like
the
a
same kind of.
Yeah, there was like a ballad. There was like a completely different type of experimental song. Like, and the lyric was adjusted in each version and changed and played with, but then it ended up the way that it was, which I wouldn't change a thing about
No,
it. I
me
love
neither.
it so much. But there was no way I was allowing them to let me move on from that idea. Like I was like, this is going to be a song on the album.
Yeah.
It has to be.
I mean, we all were obsessed with that concept.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like that sounds like it was a really safe room to throw out those ideas.
Totally.
For sure.
I imagine that like when you first start writing with other people, it's really uncomfortable to kind of put yourself out there knowing that it could be something where everyone's like, I don't know about that.
Right. I actually feel like we got that out of the way really fast.
Yeah.
With Diet Pepsi and the
Yeah,
one lyric.
actually.
Remember the one lyric?
Oh wait, I was trying to like. Yeah, we can't talk about that. I was down.
Wow,
yeah, we were all down.
guys, I
There
have
was
to
this
know.
crazy
You don't tell me
lyric.
off camera.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was a
okay.
crazy lyric that I had thrown out randomly. And I looked at Luka like, haha, imagine if we said this. And Luka was like, I love it. And I was like, we cannot say that. And then you were in the bathroom whenever we had said it. And then you came back in and we were like, we have the lyric. Here it is. And it's a really crazy lyric, but it never happened.
Addison, one of the most interesting things about your career to me as a musician is that you had to do it all so publicly from the very beginning, which most artists don't have to deal with, where you can kind of go through all different sorts of versions of yourself, and most of the time when you're starting out in a music career, no one's really watching. It's fine. How did the pressure of public opinion affect you as a musician as you were trying to grow?
I think initially I was pretty let down by myself in a lot of ways because I had such high expectations. And then over time, I kind of just completely let that go and released it. I know the way that music makes me feel, and I know that I trust my taste and my instincts, and so it was something that definitely got tainted initially because I feel like I can do anything that I work hard at and put my mind to, and I think that a lot of people didn't feel that way about music from me initially. Yeah, it was definitely hard at first to not give up on it, but I love it so much and it's ingrained in my life. It kind of didn't make sense for me to ever stop making music, and even though I took a kind of break over time of figuring out what that meant to me, I think it was so necessary, and that led me to exactly where I needed to be, which was right here with Luka and Elvira.
I love it. I feel like in a few of your past interviews that I looked over, you speak about, in one of them you talk about how you don't like feeling sad, or you like being happy, or you don't really love writing a ton of ballads. Is that kind of tied to the dance, you think? Just kind of wanting to have that?
We've never written a ballad other than when we tried
Wow.
with High Fashion. I
Yeah,
guess.
I mean, I feel like obviously production leaned differently on some of the songs. It could be interpreted as
Right,
one.
right. I guess, but never really.
But
with,
never
like,
with the
structure.
intent
Yeah.
to like write a ballad,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah, I feel like structurally we always keep it just like moving, which is
Yeah.
nice, and we don't really like go super slow or like piano ballad style ever.
Yeah.
I guess aside from the one version of High Fashion, which we tried to make into
so-
a ballad,
so
but
fun.
by the way, I say that, and then Times Like These is a really emotional song, and so is In the Rain in a way, and I don't know, they take on different. Headphones is very emotional too. I think I think it's all about the overcoming of it for me. I don't like feeling down and not through something. Actually, this happened a lot in the album writing process too. I would feel like I was going through something really intense and was talking to them about it, but I couldn't necessarily write about it until I was through it.
Right.
That felt like a very common thing for me. Is like if I'm going through something, I need to get over it and get through it before I can write about it,
Yeah.
so that I know that there's another side to it.
What was the moment when you guys felt like the album was actually done?
What was the last song we made? Times Like These?
Yeah. Well, Lost and Found, technically.
Okay.
Technically Lost and Found, but full song, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
right.
remember when we did Times Like This, it was like
We're
like
done.
this is like the
The
one
last
we've
song.
been like searching for.
Times like these, it's how it has to be.
We knew it was done at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it's hard being like, it's done now. So like, you're always gonna be like, is it?
Right.
But like, I think that was a moment.
We were nearing a point where maybe anything more would have felt like fluff conceptually
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you really like covered everything you wanted to say.
Yeah.
I think.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think it was like Times Like These was like a nice little bow. Like here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys making any new music together right now?
This is the last time we're ever seeing each other.
Yeah. We're gonna start working
We're
now.
divorcing at Casa Vega.
We have. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Well, I guess gonna celebrate where we end it. Thank you guys for taking us out to Casa Vega.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you.